boy. Oh, she's big.
What's going on, guys? As we all know, after 10 long years, My Hero Academia is finally coming to a close. With the anime getting its final season this fall and Vigilantes having just started, which is pretty good so far, I thought we'd do a small haul video and talk about some of our upcoming pre-orders from the show. We've got a few small merch pieces, 3 Nendoroids, 2 of which kind of missed the mark a little bit, but we'll get to that, and a scale figure. But enough about that, let's open some boxes. This is my January Ami Ami box. I really haven't had time to open this until now, so let's dig in. We have here our January Ami Ami postcard. It's Amiko in her New Year's kimono. Very nice. All right, so first off we have, oh, it's a lot smaller than I expected. Here we have a sticker of Tomura Shigaraki, the man with whom I'm competing for my wife's affection on a daily basis. Moving on. Next up we have one of the reading acrylic stands of Ochako reading a book, looking absolutely adorable. Here we have a Q Posket of Toga. My wife is actually the one that ordered this because, to be honest with you, I really can't stand Q Poskets. I think they have a strange, uncanny valley face to them, and it freaks me out. I think it's the eyes. That being said, these are good little prize figures for the money and are great if you just want to find more merch of a certain character. This was literally $4. Alright, now this is a surprise for a future video. Into the Shadow Realm. The last thing in our Ami Ami box is a scale figure. While this is by no means a new figure, this is one that I personally have wanted for a long time and have been pretty excited to finally get my hands on, so let's get it out. We have here the 1/7 scale Himiko Toga figure by Spirit Tail. I like how for the box on this thing, they decided to go with just straight see-through plastic for the whole thing. Normally I'm not a big fan of windows in boxes. I know I've said that before, but I think this one being made just full window does a complete 180 of my position on it. Setup on this thing is super easy. Literally just stick her on the base, stick the neon signs in, and wrap the chains on her however you want. Both the sculpt and the paint job on this figure are excellent. I really love the pile of toys that she's sitting on, the bright colors that they chose for all the toys, and I actually highly prefer this one to the sepia tone one that they released later on. Stuffies in the pile are very well detailed. The fabric wrinkle on them looks nice. Clothes and toys in the pile here are very well sculpted and painted. I love the shiny metallic paint that they have on some of them, as well as the small rips and tears. I really like the glossy finish that they used on her shoes and for the syringes coming off of her backpack. There are a lot of small paint details on this that just really make the figure stand out, such as all the dirt spots on the pillows and toys. They're very convincing to the point where I honestly thought the figure was dirty in a few spots when I first took it out of the box. The sculpted paint on Toga herself is excellent as well. I feel like they did a great job capturing her facial expression. She comes with 2 faceplates, her yandere face as well as her smiling face. We'll be displaying her with the yandere face. This is a figure that I've had my eye on for quite some time now, and I'm really glad I finally decided to pick it up. We actually haven't finished all of My Hero Academia yet. We just now started season 7, but Toga is definitely best girl and one of my favorite characters, and I'm very confident that nothing bad will happen to her in the show. Alright, next up we have our Nendoroids. The first one is of Denki Kaminari and is your standard Nendoroid. It comes with 3 faceplates. His normal smiling face, his kind of intense Chad face, and then my personal favorite, his anxious, his sweating, freaking out face, which is definitely an iconic scene from the show. He also comes with a pair of optional sunglasses that will fit on any of his faceplates. Comes with 3 sets of hands, normal hands, thumbs up hands. Also comes with little lightning blast fingers and a dual disc. Overall, this is a good buy if you like the character and you're a fan of Nendoroid. Last thing I want to talk about were the Juketsu costume versions of Bakugo and Midoriya. Now, these are the 2 problem children. I know these are supposed to be special edition Nendoroids and all that, but I kind of feel like these weren't really worth the money. Let's start with Midoriya. I want to start off by saying I'm pretty impressed with the paint job on Midoriya's hair in particular. It's not often on a lot of the cheaper figures, especially Nendoroids, that you see them shading Midoriya's hair with that gradient from the black to green, and I just think that's a really nice touch that doesn't get shown off all that much. It really captures the pop art comic book style of the show, and I think it's a very nice touch. That being said, that feels like that's the only thing that they really tried to put any effort into. Now, I know Nendoroids don't have the most spectacular paint job ever. They're just supposed to be, you know, little posable action figures. But I feel like, as I said, the hair is the only thing that they really tried on. They got the iconic bright red of his shoes down, but I feel like they used no shading on any of his tunic, the rest of his clothes, anything whatsoever. I know these are Nendoroids, but again, it would just be a nice touch considering. The facial expression is certainly there. They really captured Midoriya's friendship is magic, let's go get 'em attitude, but they better have, because that's the only faceplate that you get. I'm also kind of unimpressed with the lack of accessories and other items that come with this Nendoroid. As I said, you only get one faceplate, there are no additional arms, and you get his sword, and that is it. The sword is cool looking, you know, the gold design on it is nice and all, but I would have really liked something else to go with it. Pretty unimpressed with the lack of items and accessories that come with this Nendoroid that still has the audacity to cost $60 plus with shipping. Now onto the Bakugo Nendoroid. I'm a little less impressed with this one than I was with the Midoriya one. Unlike his hair has very minimal shading to it. The same goes for the entire outfit, all the way down to the boots. I feel like the coloration is very flat across the board, and I feel like a little bit of shading would have helped the colors pop out a little bit more. The expression is a little bit less aggressive and angry than your standard Bakugo face, which is nice, but instead of looking angry, he just kind of looks nonchalant and uncaring. Now, I get this is supposed to be another version of them and all that, but you know, still another faceplate would have been nice. You do get one additional accessory with Bakugo. He has his little sheath dagger down there on the side. It's kind of crazy considering these were $62 each with shipping from Good Smile. I feel like they should have had a little bit more accessories to justify the price. If you really like the characters or you're just a big fan of the show, they might seem pretty appealing, but just be aware that you get virtually no accessories with them, which to me is half the fun of having Nendoroids. Alright, so last up I want to talk about some of the upcoming figures I have pre-ordered for My Hero Academia. Now, of course, this is a pre-order list, so the entire thing is subject to change, and with the entire tax and tariff thing going on right now in the US, the entire list is more volatile than normal. All of these pre-orders, as well as most of my pre-orders in general, are done through AmiAmi, so I shouldn't have too much to worry about, but as we all know, that can change at the drop of a hat. Now, the first figure I have pre-ordered is the Nejire Hado by Spiritel. This figure is actually on the way here right now, currently on a Surface Mail ship. I received an email from AmiAmi the other day saying that all Surface Mail had been suspended and they were going to upgrade any Surface Mail shipments that have already been paid to EMS free of additional charge, which is cool. Free EMS is nice, except for the fact that this package is already halfway here. So I really don't know how they're going to handle this. I don't know if it's just an automated system email that I'm getting anyway. I don't know if it's going to be sent back, resent through EMS. I don't know if they're gonna pick it up halfway through once it gets here. I know just as much as you guys do, and as soon as I figure something out, I'll let you know so we can all stay informed on this whole situation as a whole. Obviously, this thing is going to get here long after May 2nd when everything is supposed to go into effect. Now, I believe the whole reason they suspended Surface Mail is because AmiAmi winds up getting charged directly with the tariffs rather than the consumer. But enough about that, we're not talking about taxes, we're talking about figures. So, as I said, this is the Nejire Hado by Spiritel, and Spiritel is generally considered one of the, higher tier figure manufacturers. Look at this thing right here. The bright colors that they used for this figure, all the energy waves swirling around her. They did a great job hiding the support rod under the little air puff coming out from under. Normally I don't go for figures that have the support rod just because I think it looks just clunky and unnatural, but they did a really good job at blending this one into the rest of the figure. The next figure pre-ordered is the Himiko Toga Dresta figure by Taito. Now, I believe the Dresta figures are supposed to be a new line of, higher quality prize figures similar to what a Pop-Up Parade SP or something like that would be. And for only 5,000 yen, I'm pretty interested to see how this turns out. The next figure pre-ordered is the 1/8 scale of Lady Nagan by Takara Tomy. Probably going to be the one that I wind up canceling because I feel like it's not nearly as impressive as any of the other ones that I have pre-ordered, and for 22,000 yen, it just doesn't seem like that great of a deal, especially considering today's fluctuating market conditions, which is a fancy way of saying that everything is. The last figure we have pre-ordered is the 2D version of Himiko Toga by Belfine. Now, the cell shading effect on this thing looks so crazy in all the pictures, and I feel like the art style of that really does justice to the whole pop art comic book block style of the show and the manga. And that is my My Hero Academia figure pre-order list for 2025. As I said, at least one of those figures is probably getting canceled, but let me know what you guys think. What My Hero figures that are coming up are you guys excited for? And that's about it for this time. I hope you guys had fun checking out my little My Hero figure haul and pre-order list. I might not have another haul video for a little bit considering the whole shipping situation that's going on right now, but I definitely have a couple other fun things planned for you guys, and I'll see you next time. Later.